Yeah, because otherwise you don't want to tell people that.
I like your new houseboat.
Thank you. I built it myself.
Can I go up there and check out those items, or?
Well, you can later. Not at this particular moment.
I want to climb up on that bunk bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see you do that too.
Who invited you onto the show?
Not you, the other
Oh
one.
my god, unbelievable.
So tell me about your acquisitions. Tell me about what is it? The Milton
No, actually.
Barbersville?
I should have brought my acquisitions over here.
Yeah.
Maybe the audience member can possibly toss them to you. Well, maybe toss is a bad word.
I don't think you can hurt them.
Maybe hand over here so you don't have to be on screen.
Little Google
there
Drive,
we go.
that's the bomb.
It is the bomb.
Thank you, mystery audience person.
So, I found out about this on Facebook, right? Because you know me. So, they've got a game store, and it's about 10 minutes from where I work. And I finally got over there to check it out. It's nice. They mostly Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that's era. PlayStation, Xbox. But
Acorn Archimedes.
no, none of those. No Amstrad.
Unfortunate.
No Dragon 32. You know. But they did have one 3DO game.
What was it?
It was a junky one. I didn't buy it.
What about like 2600 type stuff?
None.
No
No 2600, no Intellivision, no ColecoVision.
So 8-bit, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I bought a Sega Genesis from Chad, or he was the go-between or whatever. And so I thought, okay, I've got I've not even hooked it up. I thought I've never had a Genesis. I mean, I've played the games, but I never had one. So I was like, I got to have some games. I don't have any games. So I bought the two. I bought probably the best and the worst game. Right.
I'm ready for this.
So the worst game. Well, it might not be the worst. I got it for $2.
Let's get the close-up cam going. Hold on. Hand it over here.
Yeah, John Madden 93.
What's the deal with this thing? Do you know?
You know, the little yellow thing?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that is. I saw that some cartridges have it. You know, at one point I knew what that was, but I don't know what the hell it is now. Honestly, I don't have any idea what it is. But anyway, you can see by the little price tag, $2.
$2. $2.
That's a good $2 US.
Yeah.
No shipping.
Let me see that bad boy.
And then this, so look everyone, Eternal Champion. It's funny because I just watched a video. Oh no, I listened to the new Retro Asylum. It's not new. It was the one where they went over Street Fighter. Did you hear that? Anybody hear that one?
No.
Okay, Retro Asylum. I like those guys. So they were going over the Street Fighter, and they're talking about which versions are good, which ones are crap, but they absolutely kill some of the games we've talked about, like Body Blows. Guy kills Body Blows, which okay.
Body Blows is kind of a terrible.
Don't get what the heck. So anyway, I kind of like Body Blows, but he also and this is time because you guys just did the Mortal Kombat. Which I wish you'd wait on me for that, by the way.
We can always do it again.
Because I wanted to get involved in some of these fighting games. But anyway, I watched this video of you guys, and you guys sort of killed it. You guys killed that too.
No,
Wait, Mortal Kombat 2?
Uh huh.
There's Mortal Kombat 2 on the Amiga.
No. I'm more outraged that you killed it.
Have you ever played Mortal Kombat 2 with one button?
Yeah, but it supports 2 buttons.
Well, have you ever played Mortal Kombat 2 with 2 buttons?
I have, and it's not bad.
I think the largest issue, because I know I've played it, but it's been eons. Did they change back to block?
I didn't see the
Yes,
block.
of course they did. Yeah.
Because otherwise...
Yeah, otherwise you'd be in a world of hurt. The game itself is not... It looks good, it plays well. I mean, as far as the animations go, it runs at a good frame rate. But if you only have one button, we didn't set it up for 2 buttons, you don't know if you're punching or kicking. The computer decides that for you.
Well...
So you can't have a good experience.
Probably the manual would help. Did you guys look at the manual at all?
Well, if we read... What would the manual say?
I think there is a method to it.
Tell me
And also, you can also use the keyboard.
Okay.
And the joystick.
Boy, that sounds great.
Well,
A keyboard and a joystick.
if you understand the fact that if you only have an Amiga,
Right.
you get one. You get one of those. You get one of those joysticks that actually suckers to the dealio, and then you can do it.
Okay, I can see that. Right.
Yeah, that's what I used.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do.
Okay.
Is sucker it down.
But here's this next question: could you do multiple keys at the same time? What was the buffer?
You could do multiple keys, as I recall. Now, keep in mind,
because you have to. For Mortal Kombat 2, there were a lot of moves that were hold one attack button and that was how you
Right,
prepared the move, and then
no, as I recall,
that would
as I recall, it worked okay. But here's the thing. Here's what killed Mortal Kombat 2. I'll tell you two things that killed it. And you guys, I don't think you guys mentioned this, and you wouldn't have known. All right. One is there were too many discs, and I hear, and I'll get into this in a second, but there were too many discs, and that really made it a pain in the hind to swap all those discs in between fights. Swap. Don't even get me started on Shang Tsung and all that disc swapping that went on there. And then,
well, no, you can only transform into the character you were.
And then, no, I don't know about that. On the Amiga,
I'm almost positive.
And then two,
because that's how everything else.
This is, and I'll admit it. I had a bootleg copy of Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 1, and the rip was not good. It was a pain in the butt. It made disc swapping even more annoying, and sometimes it wouldn't work. The hard drive version, I watched you guys play it, and it's really the first time I'd seen it played. I may have had a cup of coffee with it one time, but I was thinking, wow, this looks really good. It looks like it's playing pretty well. The button thing, the Amiga's Achilles heel is the one button, right? So, but what can you do?
I tell you what, we got some extra time tonight. Before we fire up Worms, we'll fire up it for a quick round, and you can play it, and you can see if it holds up.
Okay, I'd be down with that. And I want to play some Street Fighter as well. Anyway, getting back to this rant, this fella was getting back to my.
What are we talking about? Anyway?
The guy. So I was listening to Retro Asylum.
Right.
Okay.
The UK's #1 video game podcast behind
Retro
Amigos.
Gaming Podcast. No, it hit us by a country mile. And they've got more actual members of their staff than probably we have listeners.
That's
they've got like 300
They've got
guys.
a lot of contributors.
And a new guy was doing this episode. But anyway, so they're talking, and they're talking, and they're comparing the different versions of Street Fighter 2 on the various consoles. All right, there's the Amiga version, and there's a ST version, and there's a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo, and then there's a Sega version, and the guy's killing all of them except for the 3DO version, which I've heard is good. I don't have it. I should get that for our 3DO. And then he's sort of down with the clown on the Turbo Graphics version, which I haven't seen. He says the Super Nintendo version.
I can already tell him. Oh, okay.
Right.
Me and Brent, I was about ready to be very angry.
Me and Brent, I remember going out and buying this at the mall. I remember that, and we were so happy to have it. It is great. But anyway, they were talking about quote unquote rip-offs, and they talked. The guy killed this. He killed this.
This is the textbook copy. Whenever anybody wants to talk about rip-offs Street Fighter 2 Eternal Champions, I think they actually got taken to court.
No.
By Capcom.
No, incorrect.
No chance. Because Eternal Champions is far closer to, say, Time Killer.
What you're thinking of is Fighter's History.
Oh,
yes.
You're right. Okay.
Now, and Fighter's History...
Altered Beast, Shadow of the Beast, Eternal Champions, Fighter's History.
Names, those are just silly things to remember.
So, but I was listening to the guy, and he was like making fun of the characters, like all the characters all suck. Incorrect. And in fact, this game does something Street Fighter can't even think about. There's an overlying plot and a reason for this combat to happen. It's not just a bunch of guys get together and hold a tournament by a big goofy dictator. This is a fight to stay alive. I like this game. I like the characters are cool. Like they were killing this guy. Blade, I think.
He looks all right. He looks like a guy from Windjammers.
The characters in this are neat. I always loved it. Now, they did say something I agree with. When you play the computer, that's your ass. The computer whoops your ass. But 2 players, 2 6-button sticks, good to go. A lot of fun, fatalities. The CD-ROM version, even better. It adds like 4 more characters. So
stage fatalities even.
Well, the original had stage fatalities. So the second one added other fatalities to it. And one of the all-time great fatalities where this clown car falls on. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
So
now, all that said, I don't like Eternal Champions either. For me, it was an issue of choppy animations when I was so used to playing Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, trying to do Eternal Champions on the Genesis, even with a 6-button controller, it always felt choppy to me. Now that said, I'm definitely not going to rag on it for being an unoriginal game or even a fun game, because I know there are plenty of people out there that love it.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I never liked the game.
Well, I'll give you this. If you compare Eternal Champions to Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo,
which was my baseline
Right.
because that's what I
Street
had.
Fighter 2 was one of the all-time great arcade
Yes.
coin-op conversions. There's no doubt.
It is. It
all right?
was incredible.
Smooth, plays well. We played the holy crap out of it back in the day.
99 ties.
That much said, I think this is, as far as Street Fighter quote-unquote clones go, this is a pretty original one.
Yes.
I like the characters are neat.
Yeah.
I think the backgrounds are neat, and I think the overarching
Yes.
story's neat. And when you play
Story means nothing. It's a fighting
no,
game.
the story does mean something to these. And if you play the CD version, it's real. The intros are awesome. It's just an awesome continuation. Probably one of the best of the Sega CD titles that there were. That's pretty much a universal thought. I mean, it's awful good.
No,
So,
wait. You're saying that's one of the best games made for the Genesis
the
across
CD,
all.
no, the CD Genesis.
Oh. Well,
So I think
most people are going to argue
this is
Sonic
arguably
CD,
my
but
favorite Genesis game. I'm trying to think of one that I like more.
Really? Your all-time, across-the-board favorite
I
Genesis
really
game?
like it. I think it's a
He
lot of
really
fun.
likes it.
Okay.
Trust me. He's. I've lived many a life of him harping about this.
I'd
game.
have to ponder my anything that that I could think of right off the top of my head that was in the wheelhouse of this. They had a lot of good
sports game.
they had a lot of good arcade conversions, right? But I mean, a lot of those came to the Amiga, like the Amiga Golden Axe, I think's better. The Amiga Ultra Beast, I think's better.
Yeah. Altered Beast.
And what irritates me is this could have probably went on the Amiga, right? I mean,
What year did that come out?
Boy, you had I don't know right off the top of my
I'll
head.
check.
Here, you can look.
I know
You can't
you're
see that
blind.
little, but Amiga had body blows. They could have had that.
93.
Now, they needed better sticks, obviously, to pull this off. And Body Blows, to be fair, which is funny because we're talking about the same outfit that did Worms. They did the best they could given the limitations of the hardware.
And here's another thing. Who published that?
I think Sega published it, actually.
How many Sega published games appeared on the Amiga?
I
0.
don't know if you count that Sonic that's been floating around.
That's not an authentic release.
What? What?
So that
Sonic the Megball.
MA13. You know why? There's some killing.
Oh, there's a lot of killing.
Killing in that sucker.
Actually, the most brutal fatality I remember from that game was the stage fatality where it does the drive-by.
That's the most brutal one you can
Oh
remember?
my gosh, yeah, because it was incredibly bloody and it was real world like blood. You know, you can really drive by someone and shoot them as opposed to...
It wasn't like chopping somebody in half.
Right,
And
or
then,
pulling off their torso.
Right.
I like the one where they get thrown into the fan. I like the one where they get thrown into fire. There's a lot of good ones, actually, I think. So, yeah. But, I mean...
We need another audience participation number.
What's that best damn cola over there? What's that?
Right in front of you. Take a
Could
take
you
a
get
drink.
the Amiga magazines that are on the table over there for me, please? And also the pencil.
Oh, no. That's no good. That's a fail, sir.
Hey, Hunt, if you bring it right here...
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Did you get that off Limit Amiga?
Yes, I've worn it for at least 6 episodes.
Oh.
Have you never noticed it before?
I've even noticed that.
I never look at him.
So you're going to review this time, right?
Well, you read it, didn't you?
No.
I
was
thought
waiting on
No,
to read it.
you're going to read it. I've already read it.
Right, I was waiting for you to hear what
I
you
have
thought.
I thought it was a decent magazine. That's about all I can say about it. I thought it was okay.
All right.
The reviews were strict.
All right.
You were supposed to remember I read it and you were going to look
That's
it
a
over.
big thank you to O'Brien's. Thanks for spending your hard-earned cash for sending us this magazine.
So I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good book. It's in color.
Okay, so you're reviewing it right now. So
Yeah.
you're going to talk about it on the show.
Okay, yeah. Oh, give it
Okay.
here. I want to hold it.
All right, hold it.
Can I put it on this table?
You can put it wherever you want.
Because you made me put my other
well,
stuff
that's
down there.
don't put nasty.
You've got this huge freaking room, and that's all I got.
Hey, at least you got a table. I've got the endless void over here.
So next week.
Look, both your arms cut off right there.
So next week the audience is chosen. We're going to do flashback. It was almost unanimous.
Oh, man. Good game.
Wait a minute. What did I put up? Was that the one I put up?
When you put Whizball up there.
I didn't put Whizball up. That was one of
I
yours.
definitely didn't put Whizball there.
I think you picked out of the
I
book.
might have picked it out of the book.
Where were the others?
Wait. Are you doing...
Flashback.
Every week we
Yeah,
we have
no,
four
I know that.
choices.
But isn't there a...
Prequel to that, Out of This
Yeah,
World?
Out of This World.
Yeah.
They're technically not related.
Well, I know they're
Right.
not.
We're
because
gonna
I've played
do-
through them both. But
Yeah, there's just so much
Golden
written about
Axe.
Out of
That's
This
the one I
World.
put up.
We decided to do flashback.
You know
instead.
something? I haven't played Flashback for the Amiga for a long time, and I'll tell you, it's got to stand up against some pretty good versions. You know.
Now, Whizball did it did have 1 vote, so we'll leave that in there.
So it got crushed.
But we need to pick 3 other games.
The Golden Axe getting votes.
So no, it was only Flashback, all in one.
Flashback's
Whizball.
good.
So
Flashback's from France, though, right? That's
yeah, it's that French.
Why
guy.
have I been handed this?
Because you're going to look through it and you're going to help us pick.
We're gonna do that right now?
I already know what I
That's
want.
part of the pre-show.
This is part of the.
All right.
Dragon Slayer 2 or Dragon's Lair 2 Time Warp.
Dragon.
My all-time favorite Amiga
They're
game.
never picking that. There's no way they're picking that.
I say I'm still putting my favorite.
That's fine.
That's
You
my
never know.
all-time favorite.
There are people that vote for games just because out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football soccer, for
Yeah.
example.
So that's another one. What's we need 3 more.
I'm gonna ponder this for a moment.
Also, not only do I get a nomination, I get a vote. So
Yeah.
I know it's going to get at least one.
I can't help it. That's a couple of our big contributors have been guests on the show repeatedly. That's if that's part of it. If you're a big contributor, if you fly yourself over, you can be on the show.
Well, it has to do with the fact that they live less than 5 minutes away
You know,
from us.
if anyone out there contributes any money at all, we should just let them come over and be in the show.
You can come
All
over
expense
anytime
paid?
you want.
Yeah, just come over.
Anytime you want.
Boat will put you up. He's a very fine host.
Absolutely. Just let me know. Amigos and
What are you looking
AmigosPodcast.com. This magazine, I'm trying to find some games for us to talk
Because
about.
I saw Resident Evil, and I was like, well, I don't remember that.
That wasn't on the Amiga.
I want to put Guyana Sisters up.
Okay.
Oh man, another good one. The direct competition.
We haven't done
to the
that one.
Mario one.
Okay.
Have you seen
we need one more.
They just updated it, too. Oh, did you hear the big news I just found out today? I literally just found it out before I came here. Someone purchased Cinemaware, all their stuff, the rights to all their stuff.
You know, I think part of the reason Sven hasn't been getting back to us is because some of that stuff was going on. He didn't want to talk about it.
Swen's our boy.
Yeah. Did you just call him Swen?
Sven.
Okay.
I
thought you were talking about a bike.
I got a thing going on here. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what other we should put up?
What's
Because
that?
I just watched the retrospective on it, Rise of the Robots.
Is that a fighting game?
It's arguably the worst fighting game of all time.
All right. It's on there. Those are our 4. Whizball, Dragon's Lair 2.
Wait a minute, how did
Time
Whizball
Warp.
get back on? Didn't you
Because
say?
They got a
he got a
vote.
vote.
Yeah,
So
but-
we're going to
so
give it
what?
another week.
Oh, so you want to do Whizball is what it is.
No, I don't even know what Whizball is.
I don't think I've played Whizball.
It's huge.
It was a
It's
big
great
deal.
game. Okay.
You pee on a ball.
Yeah.
So, I think that's everything.
Did you do anything fun this week?
I'll pass this back your way.
Well, you know, I saw Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, what's the scoop on that? You didn't tell me the story on
Well-
that. This is pre-show gold.
No,
you told
yeah,
me.
so this is so we went to there's a comic convention in Huntington, which is the town that's a little bit down the road, and we weren't even going to go, and I told Eep that Chad was working, and she's like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Well, sure. I mean, if you want to go," thinking she'd be like, "No, I don't want to go." She's like, "Yeah, let's go." So I was like, "Okay."
Suddenly, you're locked in.
Yeah,
You
and
don't care.
so we go down to the Big Sandy Superstore Arena,
I hate that name.
and we went. What did it used to be called?
The Huntington Civic Center.
Uh,
You see what they did there.
corporate branding.
Yeah.
So anyway, we walk in. First thing I see is Ted DiBiase.
He just said
Like,
right
wow.
He's just
taking
right
tickets.
there. He's on the corner booth.
Was he? Oh,
And-
so he was at least behind the ticket wall.
No, yeah, he was behind. The
He's
wall
a
for
guest.
Sure.
I guess he's signing autographs.
I mean,
And
if
so,
you wanted
but
more
he
money,
didn't have a special booth or anything. He was right next to the guy selling comic books. And but what made me wonder, there was nobody at his booth. And we were there, I mean, half an hour after the show opened, and he was just sitting there like a normal guy. He looked kind of like Hose.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
I used to call Hose $1 million man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I almost
Ironically,
wondered if
of course.
Yeah, and but I mean, he's not a large man. I was expecting every time I see a wrestler, I expect them to look like Hulk.
He's about
You know,
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah,
something like that.
he's
He
not
definitely
very tall.
wore the lifts in the ring. Let's put it that
a little
way.
bit.
And he, you know, of course, he's got a little bit of a gut now, but he's not crazy fat. I'm not.
Well, there you go, Aaron. If you ever wonder what size we are, now we know.
If you're bigger
Crazy
than
fat.
if you're bigger than Ted DiBiase, that's the scale. No, but
Wow.
he He looked like he was having a good. He was smiling and laughing and talking to us.
Of course
his
he
people.
is. It's always
But Chad told me that he's a traveling minister now. He's
Yep.
a man of the cloth.
Yep, he's a man of cloth.
So
A lot of wrestlers did that. Like both the Koloffs, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, they both are preachers now.
I didn't approach him because I wasn't sure where the money needed to start changing hands for that to happen.
But the second you walk up to him,
Right,
he's like,
yeah. And I'm always afraid of that awkward moment.
Isn't it weird where you have to pay the $1 million man for an autograph?
It is
He's
weird.
the $1 million man.
Well, and really, he probably is real close to that.
You know, when he was doing that gimmick, they literally would give him money to throw around to get it over.
Really?
That's how much wrestling's changed.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He always flew first class. He had limo. Seriously, that's exactly the way it went, for real.
Do you know where? I mean, did he come from money?
No. His dad was a wrestler. Iron Mike DiBiase. Died in the ring, by the way. Ted got his start in Tennessee area, I think, but he worked the Carolinas. Big in Japan. He used to team up with, a bunch of guys. I think he teamed up with Stan Larry Hansen. I think he probably teamed with Brody a little bit. Then he came back. He worked the Mid-South territory in Oklahoma, that area for a while for Bill Watts. And then Vince called him to come to WWF, gave him the $1 million man gimmick, and he became super famous from that. So he had a hell of a career in Japan, and he was all over. Had a real good career. So, yeah, good wrestler.
He was also, I've heard, very smart with his money.
Yeah.
I mean, he bought stocks. He invested heavily in different.
He did pretty much the opposite of what most professional athletes do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, is he technically still with the company, Aaron, or did they finally?
I think he's on a one of those Legends contracts, so they'll bring him
comes back when
occasionally,
when they want him.
Yeah, you should have gone over and talked to him.
Yeah, I probably should have. I just.
I've always heard he's nice.
Chances of him coming back to West Virginia?
I don't know. He'll probably come back.
There were lots of people there were lots of comic sellers that weren't doing a whole lot of business.
Yeah.
Well,
Huntington.
the publicity for this event was zero.
Yeah, because with the exception of Chad talking about it, I couldn't remember it at all.
Yeah, I did see some of my students there. They're all in, but they're not into the stuff that they're into is not comic stuff. You know,
anime,
anime stuff like that.
Yeah,
and the amount of cosplayers versus paying customers, that ratio was very high.
Well, the Civic Center's a big. I mean, the retro gaming convention will probably do a lot more.
Yeah, and that's going to be in a smaller space. It's just going to be in the kind of entryway of the Civic Center.
Is this the first time they've had the comic convention down there? I don't remember hearing about it before.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know if this.
See, if you have to ask that question, the person running the thing didn't do it.
Yeah, like I know for a fact this will be the third retro gaming convention they've had, and so
yeah,
because the guy that did it was on my Facebook page.
I think Chad worked there. I think this is where he met the guy that he works for now. He met him at the show last year, so maybe they just had it. This is the second year. But Chad said that his particular booth did okay, but he said that he talked to some other sellers and they said that their sales were way down. And I don't know what that says about the state of comics, but
well, they just DC just released that new. They rebooted again.
Retconned.
You mean the new 52 is not new anymore?
No, it's now the new 52 is better to be retconned, like Brent said. And then, of course, to counter that, the idiots at Marvel decided to do all that idiot stuff with Captain America.
Right.
Now, the majority of our viewers are going to be like, damn straight.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I think you're going to be sadly mistaken.
They're going to be like, Aaron, I'm the people's poet, just like Rick, right? I'm telling people what they know.
People often call you that on the blog. I think it's time to start the show.
What?
Okay, I have concerns.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We'll do it live.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Just
so
like,
all you have to say is after Brent says I'm Aaron, you say I'm Brent. Then it's all good.
But I want to be Michael.
Here we go.
Do you really?
No.
All right.
Bud, are we starting the actual show?
Yeah.
Can I look at my note real quick before you start the show?
Right.
Thank you.
Your note? Your singular game worms.
Well, I've got to get my stuff together here.
Hey, Hein, can you run that cream soda over to me?
By the way, bud, I hope you know a lot about worms because I didn't find jack squat on this thing.
Well, we can. I mean,
we just got to talk about the game.
Yeah, we played a ton of worms back in the day. And I've got some background stuff, so we'll be fine. Hey, it's our YouTube channel.
No. This is my Google Plus channel.
By the way, it's filled with our YouTube videos.
It's not just that. I fill it with anything I find.
Why don't you put that on the Google Doc? Google Doc? The one that
Why?
I sent you.
I understand what you're saying because this is stuff I'm lifting directly from your webpage.
What is that thing?
This is stuff.
No. Scroll down. That right there. I don't have that on there.
The silkworm news.
Yeah.
It's old.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
But I mean, I don't think we talked about it.
We never talked
International Amiga Day. I'm sure you got that on there.
about it. I don't have that on
Walker to the CD32. That's why I brought this up in case I forget anything.
there. Okay.
Let me bring up one more thing and I'll be ready.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to directly read from the thing.
That's what. Yeah, that's fine. That's what we do, kind of, and then we make things up. It's what podcasting's about.
Are we still live?
We don't make anything up. What the hell are you talking about? Everything's just straight up money. Yo.
Okay, you tell the truth. I'm the one that tells lies.
Wait a minute. Why am I offline? No. I was going to say, it didn't have my doc on here. I was like, what?
Oh.
With my eBay information and all my...
yeah, we need the eBay.
Look at this. It's the entire everything that Worms ever made. Yes. You got to have it, right? Not really, but still.
Yeah, because they made a bajillion games. Are we actually on the air?
We've been recording since the beginning.
We're not recording now, are we?
Yes.
Why are we recording this?
Because this is the pre-show.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you have notes on the beginning, how Worms came to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not something that... Because we're going to do your segment last. So if it's something that we've talked about, then just skip the question. Or maybe you'll think maybe they've forgotten it already. Because
No.
there's a good chance that
my
they will.
Worms question will absolutely have zero chance of being brought up, I think. Maybe.
Boy, I don't agree with this quote. I'm going to talk about that during the show, too.
Let me know when you're ready.
Make sure my eBay stuff's on here. Yeah. Let me see our picture up there so I can see how low I can hold my phone without looking like I'm holding something. Well, I'm screwed. Looks good. All in my head.
Well, let me tell you something. You wouldn't be able to read it from down there anyway.
Shut up. How did he get on the show? This is a horrible...
I paid my way on.
This is a horrible plan.
Once you contribute $50+, it's free reign. I can come in, kick the lights over.
We're not talking about Amiga anymore.
You know, I don't have the news up. I loaded up on here about the Cinemaware isn't on here.
That's your Google Plus page.
Yeah, that's
not your
where I
doc.
put it.
What about the doc?
I didn't put it on there.
Oh.
Well, I just talked
Okay.
about it. I mean, I don't
Just
remember who
don't
bought
forget.
it, but
Okay.
think it was a Swedish company.
Well, I'll look it up.
yeah. It's on Amiga, our Amiga news thing. You know, the place a lot of the places we go. Starbreeze. See where they're from. I think they're from Norway or Sweden. Something like that. That's a good name, Starbreeze. I like that.
Oh, it's going to re-energize the Cinemaware lineup for the VR era.
Oh, I like the VR
Think
era.
about
Well, they got it
Defender of the
cheap,
Crown
too.
in
Look at
VR.
that.
Oh yeah,
How much to pay?
$600,000. That's not very much money.
No, it's not for their entire catalog.
Yeah.
No. That's,
I don't know.
Scroll up to the top. Keep going all the way up. I want to see. Does it say?
No, you can just say they're Swedish.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Oh,
it's not a lie if you don't know it's a lie.
Right.
you guys
It's
are horrible.
it's a
You know,
misinformation.
I'm a broadcast journalist, just like Bobby Heenan.
What am I?
All right.
Am I Alex Trebek then?
Starbreeze Games.
Come on, Wiki. Come on, Wiki.
Yeah, Sweden.
All right, so
Yeah, home of Jens Linkman.
home of who?
Jens Linkman.
I love that guy.
He's on the poster over there. Eve and I went to see him a couple months ago.
Nothing beats Jans Blinkman.
Wait, you have a poster hanging up? Oh, the horse.
Yeah, he's the horse.
Yeah.
Wow,
Man.
it's amazing a horse was endowed with that much musical talent.
Are we ready?
So is there an end to this first part?
No. I cut this out of the show.
Podcasting.
Yeah.
The podcast.
It's editing. It's the part of the show that
Wait,
you're
you
not
turn.
part of.
Oh, ooh, okay.
This is
Okay.
only
Now I'm just the schmo with the blue shirt.
Yeah.
The other schmo.
we can get some white out and put shell on it.
I'll just take a shell or a seashell, just paste it to my
I could
stomach.
change the chroma key from green to blue.
And then we just disappear.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to start the music.
All right.
We need to not talk during the music. That's the rule.
I talked last time.
It wasn't pretty.
Support the Amigos podcast and keep the Amiga goodness flowing for just $1 a month. Visit our page at patreon.com/AmigosPodcast.
Amiga, the first personal computer that gives you a creative edge.
Amigos, the podcast about everything Amiga. Amigos is a proud member of the Throwback Network, your home for quality retro podcasts. And now,